Hello everyone, welcome to Myths and Meaning, a storyteller's hearth. On this quite special full moon, because we've got like a bit of an eclipse going on tomorrow, but we're not going to see much of it because we're in Britain. We're going to miss the blood red. We'll probably get the tail end of it, or the start of it, I should say. So the last full moon, I kind of briefly mentioned the people of the far, far north. I say only briefly mentioned because their story is a story in itself, and that's the one I'm going to share with you tonight. It's from the Sami lands, where the trees are small and the frost grows as thick as a sheep's fleece it does. So here we go. Let me take you up there. I'll take you up there and tell you the story of the little bird and the first breath of spring. In those far, far away days, those days long gone, the world didn't just happen. It was kept alive by the great ones in the sky. And the greatest of them all was the sunbear. He was a massive, massive golden creature, with fair like the morning light. And it was his duty to pull the sun's sled across the heavens every day throughout the year. But even a sunbear, he gets tired, he'll get weary, he needs a break. So when the winter came in and bit hard, and the Kaimos, the long polar night, settled in, he'd hide the sun away in a little secret place and crawl into his cave deep in the mountains. And when he slept, the world went quiet. Not like a nice quiet. It was like a hard, frozen quiet. The rivers, they turned to stone. The trees, they almost turned to glass. The grass itself was brittle. And the world almost became a graveyard of iron because everything was so hard. But it was kind of waiting for a heartbeat. Now the moon, she loved the sunbear. She loved the sunbear dearly. For in the evening they would see each other. Every night they would look across the skies at each other, very much in love. But at this time of year, when the moon was full, she was like looking down, and she was a bit worried. She got a bit worried about him. She's like, he's been sleeping a fair while now, and the sun's been away for, it's got to be 40 nights. I might just pop down. I'll pop down and see if I can see what he's doing in his cave, to see if he's warm, to see if he's still breathing. Her concern was so deep that she brought herself lower and lower down onto the horizon. And lower she came, and she looked, and she still couldn't see, so she went further down still, till she came upon the mountains. But in the mountains, in the days of old, there lived frost giants. And the frost giants, they didn't like light. They didn't like the light. They liked it dark, so they could grow and form amongst themselves. And they saw the moon coming down with her beautiful white shawl and her beautiful, beautiful white hair. shining, shining bright. And she said, this is our chance. This is our chance to capture the light. And that'll be it. There'll be no more light at night. And we will form and we will grow stronger. So they reached up with their long, long frosty fingers. We're looking with their cold, cold blue eyes. And she pulled them down. They pulled her down. And she struggled. They grabbed her cape and they grabbed her hair and they grabbed her and they pulled down all the lights with their frosty fingers. And they pushed her against the mountainside. And as they pushed her against the mountainside, the ice formed around it, around her shawl and around her hair and around her light. And the more she struggled, the more ice formed. Now, not far away from all this, there was a wee bird. A beautiful, beautiful wee bird, about the size of your thumb. And he was brown. But he was brave, he was a brave bird. And he saw this, what was going on with the moon, and he thought, I've got to go and get the sunbird. So he went up to the skies and he flew. And he flew and flew and flew. All the way to the cave of the sunbird. And he got outside the cave of this giant, giant bird. And he sang a song. He sang of the high wind. The high, high wind. And the stars in the sky. And the bird. He was still fast asleep. And his snores, his deep, deep breath, it felt like thunder. So the wee birdie gets a bit closer and he goes to the entrance of the cave. And when he's at the entrance of the cave, he's like, oof. The cave smelled of dreams. It smelled of the first wild berries of summer, of the golden honey in the hives, and the warm pine needles under a midday sun. It was sweet, a thick smell, that made the wee bird a wee bit tired too, and he felt a bit sleepy. So he sang another song. He sang of the sun at the entrance of the cave, and he sang as heartfelt and as loud as he could, but no, the bird, he wouldn't stir. He was under such a deep, deep sleep. And the wee bird, he's going, well, I've got to save the moon. And he flew in. He flew in and he landed on the great bear's snout. With the beautiful, beautiful velvet fur, golden. And he sang the secret song of the earth. He sang of the soft, squelchy, squelchy mud. The damp soil. The running water of the ice mountain. And the bear, he stirred. So the wee brown bird, with the sweet smell of dreams, sang again. And he sang again of the water running, and the ice melting, and the soil thawing, and the clay softening, and the smell that it brought. And the bear, he stirred, and he awoke. But he didn't awake with a roar. He didn't awake with anger at this wee bird daring to wake him up. He awoke with a sigh. He awoke and took a big, big breath in and sighed out this massive, massive sigh. And the sigh was warm, and it went through the soil, it went through the land, it went through the stone, and it told the seeds that it was time to awaken. It told the roots of the trees that it was time to gather and rise the sap. It told the worms, and it told all the creatures that the first breath of spring was upon them. But still in the cave and still on the snout, the wee bird, the wee brown bird, he was there, and he felt its warmth more than anybody else. And when he looked upon his chest, his brown, brown chest, he saw it change to this beautiful, beautiful red. The colour of the first ever sunrise. So the bear, he got up and he stretched, and he strode out of his cave. And with every footstep the snow melted and the ice broke. And the mountains, the snow in the mountains shuddered. And as he turned to look at the mountains, he saw her. He saw his love, he saw his beauty, he saw his heart. And he let out a roar, a giant, giant roar, which caused avalanches, and the tops of mountains to break, and the ice to break around the moon, and she rose up into the sky. And the bear strode to his sled with the sun, and rose up in the sky just behind her. So, next time you see a wee robin, give him a nod, eh? Because it's him that comes out first, it's him's that's the inquisitive one. He's actually smelt the dreams. And he knows the light is coming back. For it was him that awoke the great sun bear.